Hey guys, Big T here. And I figured I would jump in and do a video here. I've got my multiplier up past 10 on my tier 2 arena. And I just wanted to cover some of the difficulty changes that are going on. Now, what I've noticed is, and being that I haven't been playing well, I haven't been feeling well, I've noticed right away when I started playing again, in the arenas, when you pick a fight, let's just go in here and I'm just gonna do some help requests real quick here. Try not to waste any units doing this. So let's do Winter Soldier. Now what I usually do is, and if you've watched my other videos, is I pick one character from each class for a team. That way you have more of a chance of having a class bonus on your opponents. So let's hit find match. Now I'm at 11 on my streak, and I know one thing I noticed right away coming back is 11 is harder fights than it used to be. The opponents are higher. The other thing I noticed is you have fewer matches. This time it's not bad. I've got 2 matches that I've got already have a class bonus against. I've been noticing actually quite early on, once you get to the 3 times multiplier, where you would normally have 2 or sometimes 3 matches that you would have a class advantage. You'd only see 1, and then past 10 sometimes you wouldn't see any at all. Now before I pick a match, I'm just going to go over to our champions. And the other thing I noticed is and I noticed it on my my tier 4 arena, is the abilities that have a percentage chance at hitting weren't hitting as often, which shouldn't happen. Like, especially you notice it with Gamora, because with her special attacks, you got 90% chance to inflict bleed, and I was noticing, and that's on all your special attacks, you got 90%. And I think that's the same with your other tiers as well. I should double check here. $82, so a little bit less on the tier 2, but 82% chance. That's pretty much, you're gonna miss once in a while, kind of a deal. I was missing a lot once I got up to a certain point. I fought a match. I got one of my my streaks in the tier 4 up to 15, I think it was, and my Gamora, I don't think a single bleed hit the whole match. That's 80, and then that's 90% on that tier 3. So that seemed a little odd to me, and I hadn't noticed that happening before. And let me know, maybe there was a glitch in the fight, who knows. I've only played maybe a day's worth of matches since I've been back. Now, what I'm going to try is my theory, and we're going to find out if it's true or not. My theory is the awakened opponents, which you can't see right now, so we won't know until we pick our match. The awakened opponents will be less, and at this point at 11, I think anything past 10, I've been seeing all 3 of my opponents being awakened. I think if we hit the find new match for 5 units, we'll see less awakened opponents. We'll see a lower difficulty, and we'll probably see more of the classes. I think we just lucked out here because we got two skills. Normally I would see either no skill bonuses or no class bonuses, or I would have seen the skill bonus, and then the third match would have been something like a mystic, which I don't have a science with me. So I'm gonna waste 5 units here, and we're gonna give it a try. Okay, so we left off at hard. Actually, that's worse. I don't have any class bonuses here. I guess we'll find out in the matchups when we pick one. Let's go with this one. See, I don't get that. I've never spent the 5 units for find a new match. I guess, what do you just keep hitting find new match until you get a... Let's waste another 5. Let's see. I'm just kind of curious. These are all earned units, so it's... Yeah, so I guess you just keep hitting that until you get the one you want. And now we've got a science on there, so we've got let's pick that one. No, there's still all 3 are awakened. I also noticed the AI is a lot more ramped up too. The other thing I noticed too is once you get past 10, I didn't really pay attention to the other 2, but there's no alliances on the opponents. So Mikkel 23, I don't know if by some chance that Mikkel 23 watches this video. If you do, leave a comment. I'm thinking Mikkel 23 is another one of these fabricated opponents, because who doesn't have an alliance? Oh well, no, there's no. Why isn't his alliance showing up on the opponent screen? See, his alliance is showing up there. Let's go to the alliance. Mikkel 23, there he is. Wolverine. So I guess that looks like he's a real guy. Unless, who knows, maybe the alliance is a... No, I don't think they would do that. But anyways, that's I'd like to be able to look at the opponent's full roster to see if they've been messing around with messing around with their. Oh, see now the alliance is showing up now that I've viewed it. See, it's weird little things like that that seem fishy to me. But what I did notice is when you get three opponents. Before, there was a good chance that you could shuffle things around and pick the right fight and go for 3 wins. What I'm noticing now is there's always one fight that's going to be almost unwinnable after a certain level. Like right now, our second match is with the class bonus is going to be a pretty good chance we'll win that one. The third match, well, that's going to be a tough one. We might lose that, so we could always put our skill over there. But then you look at the first match, now that one's a tougher win. So there's always one fight. It's harder now to get 3 wins out of 3. Before I got sidelined and couldn't play, right up until I lost my streak, which was 12, 13, right around there, I was usually 3 for 3 the whole way. Now I'm even at 5 and 6. I'm finding one match. There's no point for a person to stack a team like this one. Okay, the guy's got two around the early 250s, and then he's got 1 lower. So this guy might be stacking his team to get a little bit of an advantage. Usually, when somebody stacks, it looks like this: 2 high, 1 low. I'm seeing way more 1 high, 2 low, which basically means you'll go into the match with 2 easy wins and 1 hard or not at all. And I'm seeing way more of that than before, and it just doesn't make any sense. So, well, let's fight here, and we'll see if we can get. I've been noticing the computer's AI has been on some fights almost unbeatable as well, where it's almost like the opponent has evade when it's not Spider-Man. Let's see if we can get one here. And of course, having your opponents with this unstoppable is just annoying as heck. I'm finding I have to block more with my hands feeling better. I was normally a blocker, and I can actually swipe better than I was before. But some of the fights just are just too hard to fight without blocking, especially the ones with this unstoppable BS. Crap, got me. See, that's the one that I figured I would lose. Like I say, always 1 out of 3 that seem to get you. And if that didn't have unstoppable, it would have been an easy fight. It would have been down like nothing. Yeah, see, they're blocking the specials way more than before. And especially when your opponents have evade or have their awakened abilities like that, it's you don't want to miss too many of them specials. You see, that was not a bad fight to win. It seems like 1 out of 3 is always almost a no-win. There we go. All right. Try this next one here. This next one should be a little bit tougher. Got a Vade on the next one, so let's see. See how this one goes. See that? So like I say, 2 out of 3. Not too bad. Like that evade doesn't seem to be popping at all. There it is finally there. Where that Juggernaut fight, that was popping up like crazy. I guess I could check on how many times it's been awakened, but I'm guessing it's probably not a... Yeah, see, that was an easy fight. So it seems like they're giving you 2 out of 3. And once you get to a certain point, the AI just gets impossible and you can't win anything. So there you go. See if you notice that too on your end. Maybe we should do... Nah, I won't keep doing these. What I think they're doing too is whatever they've done, whatever Kabam's done screwing around with this stuff. I think they didn't realize what they were doing and what they did. So they're bringing the server down on the 21st for 2 hours. I think they're gonna maybe try fixing, because it says in here. What does it say here? Contest been performing. Does a contest? See, we time to make the necessary modifications to provide a more competitive tournament. So maybe that's kind of a hint that they've screwed something up and they didn't realize it. Like, I don't think this is well, I shouldn't say isn't anything nefarious, but most likely it's something that they figured, hey, we're not getting enough money from something. And my guess is when you like they're making, and I know they're making a lot of money off of recharges in the arenas right now, because there's guys recharging like crazy to get in that top. Right now, if you I'm just gonna do the help real quick here again. Punisher, Abomination, Superior. Like right now, if you only win 2, like, and I'm always going for the 3 wins. If I only win 2 out of the 3, and I, like, say I'm the guy that's doing the recharges. If I'm winning 2 out of 3, where before I was winning 3 out of 3, then I'm gonna have to pay for recharges 1/3 more than I did before. So with the awakened opponents, with the AI difficulty increase, with the matchup changes, like again, Like I say, you look at it here. I got 1 out of 3 that has a noticeable class bonus. So you can, though, if what they're doing is what I think they're doing is, the guys that pay for recharges are going to have to pay for 1/3 more. So their profits are going to increase 1/3 of what they were on that part of that game, which is a big increase. Like if you normally made a million points in an arena, for every million, you're gonna have to recharge that much more to hit that million. So it's I don't think it's anything to go after. I know there's theories about they're doing it because of this. They're going after these guys, or they're going after those guys. They're trying to make it harder for these guys to make videos. Or I think the bottom line, everything Kabam does is money. I don't think anyone is on the radar for anything else. It's all about the bucks for them, and this is the same thing. They've made a change, and they've said, okay, if we do this, we're gonna screw the player over. They're only gonna be able to make 2/3 of what they made for points in the arena as they did before, and we make more money. The guys that spend the money are they're gonna spend more. They've got the money to spend. The guys that don't spend money or don't have the money to spend are gonna keep getting lower and lower, and pretty soon they're gonna quit playing. So we'll see. The big test will be the arena coming up, because it'll be a new character. So we'll see how that works out. So yeah, let me know what you think. If you're running into some of these things too, leave me a comment. Hit like if you like the video, and dislike if you don't. And I'll do a video when the new character is announced here as well.